Juara menggunakan flash karena menjalani pos internasional. Harus saya bahwa supporter dari Surabaya sportif. Mana tepuk tangannya supporter Surabaya? Dan punya di lapangan kedua masih bertanding tim Singapura versus tim Europe. Tim Singapura yang menguasai VIE dan sudah terbiru antara Carolina Marin. Persiapan setelah ini untuk pertandingan kedua di lapangan pertama. Sampai menunggu selanjutnya beberapa pengamal untuk Indonesia. Sampai menang dari supporter Surabaya yang tanpa juara itu dari VIE. Dia masih bolos sekolah semua ya. Teman baju hijau, saya pengen tahu dari mana sekarang. Bagi tepuk tangannya mana nih? Thank you. Yang baju keempat dari mana? Kayaknya sekolahnya tetanggaan ya. Ini kompak semua ya. Coba saya lihat tepuk tangannya mana nih?
So the next matchup will be one of the favorites here in Indonesia, Simon Santoso, and he will be matched up against the Vietnamese player Nguyen Hoang. And well, it's a real strange one, this, because Simon Santoso, with his position at number 20 in the world rankings, do you know, I've been looking back through all the world rankings at the moment, Pak Toto, and I cannot find the name at the moment of the Vietnamese player Hoang Nam in the singles, and you have a reason for that, don't you?
Yes, yeah. Well, he's playing in a men's double at the moment, and once again, it is another experience from the Vietnamese Badminton Federation, just like what we just saw, the women's side of Mahaputri, where she was playing in singles now, or she was playing mixed double.
It's really giving them an opportunity to just test themselves in a totally different environment, and there's no doubt at all, singles and doubles are chalk and cheese. They are so different. Okay, you hit the badminton shuttle, but there's so much involved in the strategy, and I believe it is a very peculiar situation where you change from one real discipline to another. In fact, you get different coaches, and it is a different training regime as well. There's no doubt at all. To come into a singles environment, Santoso is an out-and-out singles player.
That's true.
I think he will be, if he's playing to his maximum potential here, he should just blow away this guy Hoang Nam from Vietnam. But you never know. There might be something in the strategy of the Vietnamese squad and team that they see that they've spotted a potential and moved him into this position, and he's coming against the big boys here. That's, you know, it's a baptism of fire, isn't it, really?
John, if you mentioned, you know, what's the benefit or what is the advantage as a double player? You all know the power, perhaps, maybe the quickness or the anticipation are a lot quicker. But once again, can you cope with the bigger court? Can you cope with the situation where you're playing there alone with nobody else? But once again, the most interesting that you mentioned about the full potential of Simon Santoso. You know, the potential has always been there since 2004. Can he fully, it's still unknown.
I think in Indonesian terms, he's a beautiful player. That's what I like about him. He's got a one. Let's just break away there. Brodolo is the umpire from the Philippines. She's accompanied by the service judge there, Wong Yin Shi from Malaysia. And, well, I'm sure, you know, everyone gets good experience in coming to a big event like this. But now, back to my original point about a beautiful player. He plays with style. And above all in Indonesia, you don't just want the guys that can win, that can grunt, and they can show fire and flames out of their nostrils. They've got to play the sport beautifully. It is like a ballet dancer, isn't it? It's an appreciation of the aesthetic as well as the sporting prowess. That's what I see in this guy.
One thing about Simon Santos, like you mentioned perfectly, that you need to have fire in your belly. You need the aggressiveness as a single player. One thing that I have watched Simon Santoso, he still does not have that what you call a killer instinct.
You see, that particular criticism could have been leveled at Taufik at one time in his career as well. Remember how slow starting he was?
He was.
He used to need a big kick in the backside before he would get going.
Okay, ready?
He'd invariably lose the first, and then once he got into the zone, no one could touch him.
Yeah, during that 2003, 2006, I thought he was unbelievable.
Fantastic.
As great as Lin Dunn, he couldn't even touch Lin.
No way, not on his day. Not
Yes.
on his day. I absolutely agree. Now, whether Simon Santoso can move, you know, into
Okay,
those
ready?
circles, I don't know. It is something, it's a gut instinct, isn't it? It's something that triggers in
Ladies
the brain.
and gentlemen,
How do you move up
on my right,
one little notch?
Indonesia,
Because he's got everything. He's got all the shots in the book. He's got all the fitness
and
levels.
on my left,
You know, and I'm sure we'll see him play
represented by
beautifully.
Nguyen Hoang.
He's, in terms
Indonesia
of
to
position
serve,
in the Indonesian
double
squad, I guess
play.
he is, what, third in the squad at the moment?
No,
Sugiarto is
he's
probably
number one. He's number two, perhaps. Because
Sugiarto is also up there, right?
Yes, he's. I believe he's still a number one player in Indonesia.
One, no.
But if it's play head to head, because of experience, like you mentioned with the style, Simon can win anything.
Well, he's got the first point here. First point of the men's singles encounter. He is going to be, I think, struggling here. And it's not just the fact that he's in a very, very oppressive environment here, because let's face it, when you're in the middle of Indonesia, it doesn't matter where you are, Surabaya, Jakarta, I dare say you could be in, you could be in the middle of nowhere, Bandung, anywhere, it doesn't matter, Palembang. You are going to have fanatics against you. And it's a tough, tough look at that. What a great close shot there. What a drop shot there from Santoso for 3-0. He is, well, he's going to be showboating. No one will stop him.
Of course. Yeah. Nguyen, I see he was looking at the bench of the coach. I think he's complaining about the lights, or I'm not sure what it was, but that was a nice
right on
touch.
On the outside of the line, but he caught the line. 4-0. This is going to be so tough for the Vietnamese player. It's him, isn't it?
No, it was
just gone.
Over.
Yeah, I thought he was leaving.
What were you thinking? Right?
Yeah. I've got a breeze in my back. Oh, that's twice he's hit the net now. I mean,
that's the third time.
Yeah.
I mean, the two of them went to the net, but
2-4. Wide.
Well, that's what happened when you play doubles, looking at the certain angle with the wide angle part. What a smash.
Yeah, you're going to get killed. This boy, Santoso loves to move. He's such a beautiful mover around the court. His footwork is exquisite. Okay, it's innate. There's no way you can teach stuff like that, but he moves and anticipates so well. Doesn't matter whether it's back court or he's coming to the net. He is just a fraction ahead of everybody else. And I tell you, this Vietnamese guy is really going to struggle here to cope with the pace. 6-2.
Well, you spoke a little too soon there, John.
I did. He anticipated a drop shot, and in fact, it went over his head. So well done.
Yes.
Yeah, good on him.
But as you mentioned, I mean, compared to these two, of course, right now Nguyen has to continue once again, just like the mixed double. Keep the shuttle in play. You never know. But can you sustain that? It's another task.
It's a fabulous rally, and Hoang finishes off with a cross court, goes to ground beautifully there. He took the pace off it a little bit. Placement was perfect, but it was a beautiful rally.
Impressive indeed, like you mentioned about keeping the shuttle in play. Finally, he had the opportunity, cross court, take it off the speed a little bit, and once again, can he sustain that one?
Well, since my support of Santoso was extreme, he's not won a point.
Exactly.
Three in a row he's missed out. Maybe I'd better keep my mouth shut. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, now even he's asking for the shuttle. But once again, this you have that mentality. You got to continue to mentality if you are so compared below that much ranking.
Defended well, he was quite resolute in that defense, but ultimately it was Santoso at 7-5 and commands the net right there. But if he thought it was going to be absolutely easy and a stroll in the park, I think Hoang has just influenced that thought process. 7-5.
Well played. Yes.
It's the depth touch. It's the dummy. It's all about deceiving the opponent. Great work.
And Santoso came out to the Indonesian scene, was in the Thomas Cup in 2004, playing the third single. Ever since, they were hoping that he was going to be certain players that could replace, such as Taufik Hidayat or Arianto Ardi.
It's gone.
That's what too strong there.
Service over 6-8.
Nguyen Hoang has settled certainly much better than I'd anticipated. He's working very hard here at 6-8. Up at the net. He'll be disappointed with that. I mean, even obviously, certainly in men's doubles, you're going to be playing at the net as well as deep as well. And he'll be upset with himself missing that one. He's not going to get many opportunities to put pressure on. He missed that one, 9-6.
Oh, wide.
I thought he was going to play that.
I thought so too. I was looking at that one's going to go out.
The Axiata Cup, every single match is important. It's very, very important to the overall scoring. Every match counts. So there's 28 matches, 28 points altogether. 7 matches over the 9 days of competition. Certainly in the first 7 days, the preliminary rounds.
Yes.
Each pay each other. It's very, very important that you win everything. 7-10.
It's not about the country in the preliminary round, Indonesia against Vietnam. It's about the matches you win.
They go to the break at 11 points to 7 in favor of Simon Santoso. There are not many people inside this stadium that will be expecting anything different, but the DBL arena here is full of atmosphere. We've got a lot of students in. We've got people are really, really enjoying. 2, in fact, courts full of action. It's Europe versus Singapore on the adjacent court, and here we're witnessing Vietnam versus Indonesia, and the home crowd defending champions and the home favourites here. Already won a mixed doubles, and they look very, very solid here in the men's singles.
It's 3 weeks of a full-on badminton, and like you mentioned, that great players from Europe will come for the second week, take part of the Axiata Cup, as well as All England champion of mixed doubles will be here as well next week.
What a fantastic achievement there. And of course, we've also got her opponent for that one, the youngster, the 18-year-old from Thailand, Ratchanok as well. She will be on show, so lots of great badminton to look forward to. Ratchanok is reckoned to be the one that can really split the Chinese apart, ultimately. But of course, we've got Saina Nehwal as well, who is there's some great women badminton players coming through to upset the dominance of the Chinese.
I just feel like after the Olympics, Li Yongbo in China is looking for a new blood or a new players again, trying to mix and finding who's going to be the next star again.
But that's their ambition. The cycle always changes. Post-Olympics, they look forward to the next one. They put new players in, and you have a look at the World Championships.
Oh, gosh, yes.
You're going to get new players coming through. They've all got to be given a chance because the base is so wide, so big, and unbelievable talent. It's the same in table tennis as well as badminton. The Chinese totally dominant.
Do you believe Lin Dan will return?
It's difficult to say because, a motivated Lin Dan is just fantastic to watch. But I mean, why wouldn't he want to have 3 in a row?
He's already named, in my opinion, he's probably one of the greatest single players in the world now, or in the era of badminton.
It's one of the most frustrating things for Chung Wei. When push comes to shove, he just can't get the better of him. seen him since London.
Yeah.
He hasn't been around anywhere. Great shot.
Well, that's great. You can call it in?
Service over.
Surely it was in.
Yeah, I thought so too.
No, it's called
It
out.
was called out.
11-12.
Okay. Well, we have Bo Chung Lai in here as well. You remember Bo Chung Lai?
Yeah, of course.
He was one of the junior prospect world champion with junior back in 2000.
It's a convention because you've got to play so much better to compete.
Yes.
This is interesting, isn't it? We're in the first game. We look at the scoreboard at 13-11. Simon Santoso, I thought he would be done and dusted by now.
I agree with you.
Good.
Now he's like staggering, not staggering, but he has to fight for every point.
Yeah, he's gone off the boil a little bit, and it's difficult when you're playing a player that's so, well, you shouldn't be winning. Let's put it that way.
That, in my opinion, just crowded players that you've never seen it, not getting a scout what kind of player he is. It's 1 point differences.
Yeah.
That perhaps that's what I was mentioning about sustaining that pressure toward the opponent. Somehow Simon is not really letting go the gas a little bit when you are ahead.
Well, he started out very well, and that led me to my early comments,
Yes.
which I've been eating humbly ever since. But look, obviously they've never played each other before, so getting used to that element is obviously quite difficult.
Agree, yes.
15-12. Once you work out some weak spots, though, that will be explored by Simon, I'm absolutely certain. He won't want to be under pressure. Played well, though. The buoyant shot right here now.
Yes.
Hoang has done really, really well. I'm impressed.
He's attacking as well. It's not just Simon making a mistake, but no, he earned his point.
Oh, great effort.
Yes.
He's out. Lovely effort. Moved
16-12.
well to it. Couldn't control that backhand. 16-12.
Nguyen is starting to believe maybe I can give a little bit a fight or a return for Simon Santoso. That went in.
Superb. Right in the corner. It was perfect. 17 points to 12.
Service over. 13,
Wasn't it?
17.
Yes.
He takes up a position halfway down the court. Hoang gets a bit closer for his service. Of course, you need to also cover the backcourt as well, so it's understandable that position, but he was way out of that serve. That's a better net
Yeah,
shot.
very nice in that shot.
Service over.
You can slice it.
18, 13.
There's not intensity there, though, is there? He's just
No.
really sort of ambling around the court. It's not the body language is very, very low key, low profile. 18-13.
That's what the media has been asking him. How come you take it everything so lightly?
Better. Suddenly comes into light like a released elastic
19,
band. He just
13.
absolutely throws himself into that. Follows up 19-13. He can smell blood right here.
Yeah, it was like 6 points in a row, John.
Have a look at his position. It's halfway down the court. you
Yes.
see? Yeah, it's a bit peculiar service. Peculiar to Simon. Short, and it's 20-13. It's game point
20,
here.
8 points.
Indonesia.
13.
Well, they haven't said anything else but game point to Indonesia at the minute.
Yes. But somehow Simon's finding the rhythm.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, it was wide.
Service over.
But it was beautiful though, indeed, yes.
14,
Right place.
Super shot, but it was just missing the line. 14-20. Still loads of game points to Simon Santoso. 21-14.
Won by
Simo Santoso takes the first game in this
21-14.
men's singles matchup. It's Vietnam versus Indonesia. Indonesia in the box seat as expected at the moment. The opening day of competition at the Axiata Cup here in Surabaya. Well, he got back to within 1 point and then absolutely got blown away as Simon Santoso said, okay, enough of this.
Yeah.
Let's up the pace a little bit. But it is difficult when you're playing against not just an unknown quantity, but a guy that's obviously not as talented as you. You tend to take the foot off the pedal, and I'm afraid that's what Santoso did, but came back very strongly and certainly asserted his authority in the end.
It's a good test for Santoso in the first round, or the first match. So he knows that in the long run he may have to encounter a lot more tougher opponent.
But you've got strength and depth as well because of the new formats here in the Axiata Cup where the women are coming in as well. Of course, you can tap
Court
into
1, 20
some
seconds.
very,
Court
very
1,
good
20
talented
seconds.
women. Coming up in just a while, we've got Prila, Yuswandari.
And once again, it's a new Indonesian single. I mean, new blood that hoping to find somebody. Indonesian single has been down a little bit in quite some time since Mia Audina moved, or Maria Christine won the bronze medals. Yeah.
Right, we're just about to start game 2 then.
Second game,
Men's singles.
double play.
Indonesia, Santoso with his back to camera when we see the overhead shot at the moment, the main camera shot. And Vietnam, there's Santoso. Vietnam facing, and they're 1-0 down.
That's a beautiful net. That is beautiful.
It was
One
great deceit.
goal.
Nguyen thought that Santoso was going to push it back.
Oh, wow. I mean, the long flat serve, I
So
guess,
it's
worked
over.
out pretty well. Hoang
1-0.
handled it well, got into the rally proper, and that was a very, very poor closed racket shot. It was a jump. I suppose it was an attempted drop shot, but it was poor. 1-1 is the score. Hoang with the serve.
Well, he didn't have not that last
Service
shot, but
over.
he shouldn't aim that far
2-1.
ahead. I mean, far away from the line.
It's all about consistency at the end of the day, Toto, isn't it? You've
Yeah,
got
just
to be
every
consistent.
sport.
Yep.
Look
It's
at that.
good.
Wow.
Excellent. Wow, that
Service
really was good.
over.
I watched his
2-4.
footwork there. I was really, really looking at how well he kept his body in balance, and he did really well there. Came back to the centre where he was expecting the shuttle and then dispatched it very, very well. That was good singles play from him.
Oh, but yes, like you mentioned, that footwork is the one that get you there.
Double bluff.
I know.
Service
Double
over.
bluff. The bluff
Oh,
on the
wow.
serve and the bluff on the drop. Great work from Santoso.
Agree. Wow. Who would have thought that it was right in front of him? Couldn't even hear it, couldn't even see it. That one was just landed perfectly.
Santoso wasn't expecting
Look at this.
the lift, but when it came, he just dropped it back and said, take that then. You're going to serve long to me? I'll show you. 3-2. It's good though. It's a much better, much closer battle than I
Oh,
thought.
yes. And Nguyen showed some
3-2
bright
play.
moments, too. I mean, just before that drop shot.
3-2. Too much power there for the backhand to cope with. It's 4-2.
you're right. The Santoso just walks slowly, not trying to get off the court quicker.
Yeah, it was well left.
Nice control.
Yeah, it was.
5-2.
Some of those decisions are really tough to make, but he did really well there. Watched it all the way, a couple of centimeters out, so 5-2. 3 in a row for Santoso. Too good.
What a,
Too good.
yes.
Beautiful service. That was the deal breaker there. It was fabulous. Drawing his opponent in, and then that
Took it so early.
nice.
See what I mean
That's
about
over.
that bright moment. It's not just like give away from Nguyen.
Really is interesting because Santoso looked as if he had it all covered there. But, I mean, it was a very accurate shot, but I'm surprised that it actually went to a point there. It's
That
this
one,
coming
yeah.
up now. That's a great shot.
Look at that. Yes.
Not just power, there was perfect placement there. 3-6.
Moving backward and a winning shot. One play.
Yeah, it was very good. And again, Santoso was not putting pressure on. He was
Yeah.
running around the court, but he wasn't putting the shuttle into position that Hoang couldn't cope with. It was very interesting. I think Santoso needs to try to kill the shuttle earlier. In the rallies, Hoang gets more and more confident.
Well, one thing about Santoso, like you mentioned, he does not like to
Service
play a
over.
fast pace
7-4.
rally. He much rather play it like slower, a rally, and then kill it in a perfect moment. It's like a boxer, probably a counter puncher.
It's 7-4. Santoso will serve. Oh, it's great. Another big jump
Service
smash.
over.
Yes.
Closed the
5-7.
racket, got power on it as well as placement. And Santoso was, again, he was just flailing out a right arm to it without any real intent. Great work from Hoang, 5-7.
5.
Well, the Vietnamese Federation mentioned about they come this way hoping to find somebody, to find a good player that they can build for the future. Well, you never know.
Well, we built up Santoso right at the beginning, but I tell you, I'm not actually that impressed with the way that he is consistent at the moment. He's just struggling,
See?
and there's another super play at the net.
6-7.
Well, the Nguyen seems like he has the bounce now. Bounce like, oh, I think I can do this. I think I can play with this guy.
There's definite positive body language there. No question. 6-7.
Even that one, although he was
Service
out, but
over.
still, he was willing to take a chance.
It's almost a question of he's got nothing to lose. He can go for it. Santoso's got everything to lose.
Like, exactly.
So it's a difficult, being a favourite and being a firm favourite.
At home as well.
Yeah, very tough. 8-6. Oh,
Wow.
fantastic.
Yes.
That's better.
That's one thing about Santoso, not trying to kick it away. Quicker just with the small drop shot.
Well, everybody appreciates that skill.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
beautiful. I mean, only held back for the drop right at the end of the extravagant gesture, almost a smash. It's in.
Yeah.
Santoso did well there because he was under a bit of pressure. There's some
He
lovely
was.
stuff from Hoang. It's 10-6. And the incessant banging continues here at the GBL Arena in Surabaya. The crowd loving what they're seeing. First day of competition, Axiata Cup. And a good, real good play, cross court there, drop shot there, takes it to the interval at 11 points to 6 in favour of Simon Santoso of Indonesia. He is doing enough, but is he impressing us? What do you say, Toto?
Not consistently, like you mentioned. We want to see him more of a firepower, wanting to play with the less talented players, with the ranking, so we were thinking in a different way. But somehow, Simon Santoso is the way he is right now playing. The slow-moving, counter-attacker, not much of a smash, but mix up with a different tempo, different shot. That's the way he is.
Criticism then for Santoso, despite the fact he's leading by 1 game to 0 and 11-6 in the second. But by the same token, you've got to give Hoang a little bit of a boost because we didn't expect him to be playing so competitively. Let's put it that way. He's played well. Good stuff.
The point that he won, some of them were, oh my goodness, that's good.
Oh dear, that's wild. That is really wild.
Yes, why? He does not to do that.
7-11.
I mean, Nguyen was out of place already.
And he's shown us that he's got a superb drop shot. And I thought at that particular juncture, the drop would have been the thing because he was out of position and back on his heels.
Yes.
7-11. Long service. Great shot. That is absolutely superb.
I agree. I think it
So
touches the net too.
Yeah,
12-7.
so he makes up for it immediately. But again, we're seeing brilliance and then we're seeing a little bit negative. 12-7. Well left. Yep, spotted it well.
13-7.
Drifted wide. I'm not absolutely certain where the drift is coming from. We've got a very large blower right behind our box here. I know where the wind is coming from up here, but I'm not quite certain. Has it got a little bit of left to right drift? Or is it
I'm not so
end
sure.
to end?
But yesterday, the player was noticing it quite heavily. You know, it's just circulating. It's not just one way.
Right, okay. 13-7 Santoso. He takes 3 or 4 steps forward, a couple of sideways ones, and then a couple of back ones. But that has been called in.
8-13.
8-13.
See, this is another moment of Santoso just like lackadaisically just moving, not knowing what to do, giving another chance for Nguyen.
He should be out of sight, really. Better a bit of pressure there for 14-8.
Service over.
And if you have a look at the world rankings, I mean, there's no way that a 20-something
against 400 something.
Yeah. I gave up at 200 looking through the sheet. That's better. Good judgment again.
15-8.
Actually, he was 417. That's a men's double player.
And you've also got a lot of patience, Toto, to even go through that many pages. 15-8 is the score. We're almost through this one. We expect it to be all done and dusted inside a couple of hours. It will probably be that way.
Oh, that was in.
Out.
You call it in?
Service over.
No, it
9-15.
isn't.
I think it was
Yeah, it
short.
was out. That's very impressive. Yes.
I tell you, that
10-15.
was, so there means some great recovery from Santoso, but he couldn't pick up that next one. Excellent work. 10-15.
Some of the points that Nguyen won is well-earned points.
Again, it was the power that did the
Service
job in
over.
the end for 16-10.
16-10.
Santoso is playing with hoping to regain his confidence as well as a recovery from all sort of injuries from foot, from knees, ankle, you name it.
Is it training injuries or some
Apparently,
also had some terrible injuries over his career.
one thing was, you're right, it's never been about after the game, but it was during the training that he got injury.
I mean, it is the most crucial thing, staying fit
Yes.
and being up to the task. It's a very tough sport, this. Great work.
Yes. Just playing, like you mentioned, how tough is it? Well, you play tennis and you play in volley position at all times.
18 points to 10. That was a much better rally there from Santoso. He played it to net, played it deep, then back to net again. Huang was all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's what I expected him to be doing, you know, really controlling the court.
Maybe he's starting to think now. Maybe I should use that strategy. Well, now he's being very aggressive.
Yeah, and in fact he spotted one coming across the court. Took it into his right shoulder. Very difficult to control. 19 points to 10. Similar story to the first, really. They were within 1 point. I think it was 13-12, and then he ran out 21-14. So at 19-10, even better in the second. Santoso will serve. 2 points required.
Short one here.
1 point required. Match point to
20
Santoso. Again, the variety of attack was what gave him that position to really take
Easy
advantage.
put away, yes.
Yeah, 20 points to 10. Match points, loads of them. Bye-bye.
Yes.
21-10. Santoso grips his fist and says, yep, okay, thanks to the crowd.
Good gesture indeed.
Well, it was in the end, but there were some moments of question against his attitude and against his approach. He knew he was going to be winning that. The moment that he got into second gear or third gear and put his foot on the accelerator, he was in control. 21-10 in the second after 21-14 in the first. So impressive there. Indonesia take a 2-0 lead in this matchup against Vietnam. We're on the first day of competition, Axiata Cup here in Surabaya. And I have to say, it's all looking very good. We've got a women's singles coming up next. Aprila Yusrandari will be coming up against Vu Thi Thao of Vietnam in just a while, as we have a look at just a couple of the replays here. And Hoang, a very good battle, but in the end, his inability to control ultimately cost him the match, but he will learn over the next 7 encounters.
Antara sponsor melawan Nguyen Hoang di menangan